newspapers are gone, right? That we don't have the ability for people that don't have a ton of money, right?
Yeah.
That they don't have a voice, and this gives everybody a
So,
voice.
so the origin story of this is actually very funny. If I'm being honest with you, so I had an HOA, which is kind of like the scenario you're in right now, right? And this was like 3 years ago, who wanted to hire me, and they really were kind of getting screwed over on multiple levels of government, and it was a water rights issue, and they were getting bounced back and forth. It was very, very complicated, and the more complicated issue is, the more expensive it's going to be. So I quoted them a certain price, and immediately they said, we just don't have that money. And I said, I totally understand that. I mean, I get it. And that's why the little man gets screwed over, because they don't have the ability to hire somebody like myself. And 3 or 4 months go by, and I get a phone call from the HOA president, and out of the blue, he says, I've got your money. And I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, I got to just ask, how did you get the money? And he says, oh, yeah, I just, like every Saturday morning, I'd go and knock on, there's like 1,000 rooftops in the neighborhood. He goes, I just go knock on all the doors. And he's like, it was like $50 here, $25 there. A couple people gave me $100. He's like, before you know it, I was able to get all of your money. So I live in Orlando. I go to Orlando Magic basketball game that night. I'm a couple beers in. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, why can't you scale this concept? Why couldn't you take this exact concept using crowdfunding and scale it on a platform that allowed everybody to do this? And because crowdfunding exists, we all know that. And political lobbying exists. And these are two industries. I mean, if you think about it, political lobbying is the oldest industry in America. It's 250 years old now, right? It's been around forever. But you've had two groups of people that have never been able to do business together. So both sides want to do business together. They just never had the ability to do it. So what we've created is
and more so, it's not really like crowdfunding. It's more like, hey, here's the bill, but we're all gonna